This is the weekend edition of Psyched Syed. My name is Sumbul and welcome to the show. This video is going to be a bit different because I'm not going to talk about any basic psychology concept. This video is the first segment of my weekend edition and I'm going to call it Weekend Decoding. In this series, I'm going to talk about mental health and what I do personally to take care of my mental health. Pandemic has taken a huge toll on our mental health, and that is why it is so important than ever that we don't put our mental health off till tomorrow or even day after. We have to take care of it today, actually right now. In one of my blogs, I will be putting the link in the show notes. I mentioned a comment of a clinical psychologist from Harvard Medical School, Luana Marquez. I hope I am pronouncing the name correctly. She said, I don't think mental health is going to go back to its baseline anytime soon. And she's absolutely correct. So take care of your mental health, take care of your emotional side, and without further ado, let's begin. These days, everyone is stressed about something in their lives. Stress has become an inevitable part of our lives. But what exactly is stress? Talking a bit technically, stress is a normal reaction that human body has when changes occur, resulting in emotional and physical responses. Actually, some amount of stress is necessary and acts as a positive reinforcement. Let's take a very simple example. Imagine you have an important exam next week, but you haven't studied anything yet. So, when stress starts kicking in, you might think of coming out of your procrastination mode and start studying because, of course, you don't want to fail your test. However, stress becomes a problem when it gets out of our control. Being in a stressful situation all the time takes a toll on our mental and physical health. That is why it is so crucial and important that we learn some stress management techniques. It is possible to live a stress free life. It is not possible to live a stress free life, actually, or having nothing to be worried about. We cannot eliminate stress out of our lives, but we can surely learn how to tackle any stressful situation. Let's jump on to my favorite stress management techniques. The French philosopher Michel de Montaigne once said, the greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. That is so true. We have the best lives ever, but at the same time, we are so busy that we have no time for ourselves, let alone others. As a result, we seem to have forgotten how to belong to our own self. Thankfully, meditation is one of the ways through which we can connect to ourselves. History of meditation goes back to thousands of years, and I'm not going to delve into that. In the past few years, meditation has gathered the attention of the scientific community. Studies are showing that meditation benefits us against an array of conditions, both physical and psychological, like irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety disorders, major depressive disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder. I have started meditation many times, but I always managed to quit it. It definitely made me feel bad. Then I came across a good advice that being a beginner, I should start with a guided meditation. To my surprise, it worked. It's been over a month now, and I haven't quit my morning meditation practice. I meditate 6 days a week and I don't dread it anymore, unlike before. I'm not saying I have become the most calm person in the room, but it does make me feel good. You can use many resources if you're considering guided meditation. You can try Headspace, Insight Timer. You just need to get started. Journaling is another method used by a lot of people these days to manage all that is going on in their minds. I used to write down my emotions in a pocket diary while I was in school, even without realizing that I was actually journaling. To journal is a good thing because it's a great way to put in everything on paper and empty our minds. A lot of famous people kept journals, including Thomas Edison, Anne Frank, Mark Twain, Henry David Thoreau. So, in a way, journaling is not something that is a recent discovery, but it has been existing for as long as we can possibly remember. Even science backs up the psychological benefits of journaling. A study was conducted in the year 2006 and nearly 100 young adults participated. The participants were asked to journal or draw for 15 minutes twice during 1 week. They could write about any stressful event going on in their lives or even write their plans for the day. It was found that people who journaled saw the biggest reductions in symptoms like depression, hostility, anxiety, especially if they were distressed to begin with. There is a question that often comes up: how should we journal, or how often should we journal? Well, personally, I believe that totally depends upon you. You can journal every single day, or you can journal whenever you feel like stress is piling up inside you. There are no hard and fast rules. I don't journal every day, but when something is crying for my attention, I grab a pen and paper, my diary, and start vomiting on paper. After that, I do feel a lot better. There are two kinds of things in this world: the things we control and the things we don't control. Humans want to control everything. They often believe that they have a control over everything, and that's why their lives become miserable. Some people have a good sense of what they control and what they don't. Such people have a much better life than those who focus way too much on the things beyond their control. I know it sounds easier said than done, but because while I understand this fact, intellectually it is hard for me to sometimes act upon it. Nevertheless, it is never too late. The next time you are in an adverse situation, ask yourself one simple question: what I can change and what I cannot. I'm sure you will have enough clarity to make a better decision. I hope you have learned something from this video. If you have, then don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't, then don't forget to put below your comments. Your feedback is surely going to help me improve in the future videos. Stay safe and take good care of yourself. And don't forget to take a deep breath. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you next week with another video of Weekend Decoding series.